buckle your seat belt and snap on your helmet, because today we're going to bring you the Winternationals Drag Racing Championships. You're looking at a normal winter morning in Pomona, California. Quiet and serene. However, for 4 days in February, that calmness at the LA County Fairgrounds becomes something else.
All right, the fast lane. I love it. I'm glad it's just my hobby. Let's go watch the pros drive.
Hello again, everybody. I'm Reggie Jackson for ABC's Wide World of Sports. And today from Pomona, California, we're going to bring you the 24th Winter Nationals, the first of 12 national events in the year 1984. We've had some super weather here the past few days. The temperature has hovered right around 75 degrees all week, and it's super clear. Along with great weather, we've got a fantastic crowd. The greatest crowd they've ever had here in the history of the Winter Nationals, and they're going to be seeing some outstanding drag racers. All the great names are here, some household names and some new ones. The competition the past few days has been nothing short of fierce. And no one knows it better than our 37,000 fans that are here today. They've turned away some 12 to 15,000 to watch today's finals. As our NHRA maintenance crew prepares the track for today's races, let's take a look back and see what the drag racer's greatest fear can be. Murph Littlefield in the funny car takes off from the starting line. His car gets out of control, hits the guardrail. His body flips off. A fire. Luckily, he's unharmed. The track rescue unit there immediately to put out the fire to make sure he's not hurt. Murph Littlefield, consoled by a very concerned, emotional wife. I wonder if they're thinking about the next time he has to attack that quarter of a mile. Today we're going to concentrate on 3 professional classes. First, the Pro Stock class, cars that most resemble our factory-built cars with metal bodies and gas-burning engines. Then the funny car with their fiberglass bodies covering those nitro fuel-burning engines of over 2,500 horsepower, capable of speeds of over 240 miles an hour. Then there's that top fuel class, or the dragsters as some say, with those big 16-inch tires in the back, those low-slung bodies, and those bicycle tires up front. 2,500 horsepower, capable of speeds of over 250 miles an hour. The drama started early on this, the final day of competition, as some of the familiar names had problems. One of those top names was funny car driver Raymond Beadle, who'd been running very consistent and was number 2 qualifier. He seemed a cinch to arrive in the finals, but on this day it just was not meant to be. After giving us an exhibition in driving, he wins the race. But his parachute fails to open. He crashed at over 150 miles an hour. And this is what he wound up with, a mutilated Blue Max. Out of the drag race for the rest of the day. One of the biggest names in drag racing the past 20 years, Don the Snake Prudhomme, has been having his problems of late. They continued in Pomona. His car stalled before he even got to the starting line.
We're trying to stay current. That's the main thing in any sport. You know, when you have the edge in automobile racing, you read the newspapers that guys win, you know, for 2 or 3 years in a row, then lose it. It's because someone come along with a new trick idea. And right now we're looking for one ourselves, but it's just not something that we've lost interest. It's just something we haven't got going for us right now that we're trying to get back.
The upsets and the unexpected continue as 1982-83 world champion funny car driver Frank Hawley and his Chi-Town Hustler lost control from the starting line. His car went across the center line, automatically disqualifying him from the race. With some great driving, he avoided a crash.
Well, what happens is the first time I've ever crossed the center line since I've been driving this car in 4 years. And what you worry about mostly is the lack of consideration for the other driver.
We are ready for the semifinals in the funny car class. It'll be Al Segrini going against John Force. Both drivers have been in the pits preparing their cars for this race, making adjustments in their clutches, changes in fuel mixture. It's been a very difficult track today. The track's been slick. It's been sticky. They've had problems keeping the car straight, getting the horsepower to stick to the ground, not smoking those tires. John Force got here because Don Prudhomme failed to get his car started. Al Segrini beat little John Lombardo. The drivers are ready. They're on the starting line. They'll now wait for the Christmas tree. The green light, they're off. Segrini with a good start, but his car gets out of shape. John Force's car smokes the tires. Not a real good time, but Al Segrini is the winner, a 6.50. Only 229 miles an hour, but that important factor is his. He's in the finals against the winner of this semifinal race, Tim Gross in the white funny car, who got here because Frank Hawley disqualified himself. He goes against Tom Oswald, who got here because Raymond Beadle crashed his car and couldn't show up. Gross against Oswald. They get ready. They're off. Gross with a real good start, keeps his car straight. Tom Oswald having problems. And Gross with a great time of 5.95, 241 miles an hour. He's in the final, and he goes against Al Segrini. Man, I can't wait to see this one. You've heard me mention elapsed time in miles per hour. The line before the finish line establishes a speed trap, where your miles per hour measurement starts. Elapsed time is recorded at the finish line. The line after the finish line is at the end of the speed trap, and that records your miles per hour. We now go to Top Fuel, where we have a chance to see speeds in excess of 250 miles an hour. The competition was intensified with Big Daddy Don Garlits, a legend making his first appearance in 4 years at the Winternationals. As you may have seen, he made Gary Beck red light and wound up with a victory. Gary Beck, world champion, 1983, holder of the world record of 5.39 seconds. Red lights. One wonders if people hear the footsteps of Big Daddy Don Garlits.
I could have anticipated a little bit. I had some awful good reaction times in qualifying. The car's leaving real hard, and the track was very good. And I thought I did see some yellow, but I got caught.
You take whatever you can get in this business. You know, it's too bad he red lit, but that's drag racing.
That's drag racing now, and this is drag racing back then, 1963, as we look at the legend, Big Daddy Don Garlits, winning at Pomona with a time of 8.26. It's now 1984, and that legend of a man, that giant of a drag racer, is trying to win here in Pomona for the 5th time. It may be tough for him because he's picked on a giant in her own right. The lady of drag racing, Shirley Muldowney.
I don't worry about any car or any one driver. I try to do the job at hand and not worry about the other lane. The only time I worry about them is if they're ahead of me or if they're in my lane.
Or unless you've got Big Daddy over there in the other lane. Let's see what happens. There they go, and Shirley has smoked her tires. Big Daddy is going to beat Shirley Muldowney in upset. And oh Top Fuel, the semifinals. Larry Minor against Gary Ormsby. Larry Minor, the California potato farmer, who has come up with a top ET out here of 5.40 seconds, going against Gary Ormsby, the car dealer from Northern California. Let's see how they race. They wait for the tree. It's a good start. And Gary Ormsby is going to beat Larry Minor. An upset. And Gary Ormsby has come up with an ET of 5.63 seconds, 244.5 miles an hour. His crew celebrates as they go down to pick up their boss and get ready for the final. And we'll see who he'll go against from this semifinal. Joey Amato, the #2 driver last year, finishing second to Gary back at Top Fuel. He's got a tough task. He goes against a man on a roll, Big Daddy Don Garlitz. He's the crowd pleaser here today. We'll see what kind of start they have. It's a good one. Joey Amato puts a hole shot on the old-timer Big Daddy. Joey Amato's going to hang on for a victory with an elapsed time of 5.84 seconds, 230 miles an hour. He's in the final against Gary Ormsby. Big Daddy Don Garlitz, the crowd a little bit down. They were pulling for the old veteran. Joey Amato is going to go against Gary Ormsby in the final of Top Fuel. Now let's give a little credit to some of the other class winners here today. Our congratulations to all class winners, but now it's on to the Pro Stock Final, my favorite class. And we've got Lee Shepard going against Frank Iaconio. Lee Shepard has won 8 of the last 10 meetings they've had. Lee Shepard, the #1 driver last year in Pro Stock, going against Frank Iaconio from New Jersey, the #2 driver last year. It's Texas against New Jersey. We'll see what happens. They get ready. And it's a good, clean start. Lee Shepard has the lead at the beginning. And it looks like he's going to beat Frank Iaconio if he holds on, and he does. Oh, what a close race. Lee Shepard starts his winning ways in 1984 the same way left off in '83. Looking at the start, we see it's almost a perfect start. Both cars leaving the line almost simultaneously. The word in the pits was that if Frank Iaconio could not put a hole shot on Lee Shepard, he would not win this race because Lee Shepard has the faster car.
Pennies and I save my dimes. Giddy up for a run.
Tim Gross against Al Segrini in the finals of the funny car. We talked to both of them about their strategy for this race.
We're not trying to overpower the track. A lot of the bigger guys, I think they're trying to get the big numbers like during qualifying. We've decided to let's stick with something like low 590 passes and we can win this race. If we overpower the racetrack, we're going to be all over the track also.
As long as I can stick it in high gear without smoking the tires, we'll win a drag race.
Two different opinions, but there's only going to be one winner. As we take a look at Tim Gross. Al Segrini won this race in 1982. Going to try to repeat in 1984. Tim Gross for his second time in the finals. As they line up, there they go! Al Segrini gets the jump on Tim Gross right from the start and looks like he's in a ball of fire. His blower's gone already. He's won the race in 5.96, but look at his car bounce around completely out of control. Here he is. Keep coming, keep coming. All right, all right. Oh, man, what a tough victory. What a tough way to win. I guess it's all worth it. We take a look back as the fire shoots from the side of those cars. Al Segrini, the victor. Close to the finish line, his car bursts into flames. What a tough way to win.
I've been driving now, I'll say 10 years professionally, and this is my first fire, and I'm telling you, when the guys say it gets hot in there, it gets hot in there, I'm telling you. But boy, I think everything's okay. I mean, it's a shame we did this, but we didn't want it to end like this, but we're in the winner's circle. We're starting 84 off good.
The Top Fuel Eliminator. This is what all 37,000 fans have been waiting for today. This exciting race. Gary Ormsby. We'll see what he had to say about how he prepared his car for this race.
Well, the car's been prepared real well for me, and that's helped me a lot. I think that the years of experience I have helped a little bit too, but this car is prepared excellent, and that's the biggest reason this car is performing today.
He can say that again because he's been running consistent all day long. That's how he got to the final. And he'll be going against Joey Amato, the #2 driver last year. He's been very consistent. He's proud to be a Top Fuel driver now.
We're kind of feel like we're the rookies on the block. This is only our start of our 3rd year as a Top Fuel dragster driver, and I've worked my way up through the ranks. I've been very successful as an alcohol driver. We've won a lot of national events like this, but you don't really get the credit until you get into Top Fuel or Funny Car.
Joey Amato, appearing in his 5th final round against Gary Ormsby. He last won his NHRA race by defeating Joey Amato. They're off. And it's awfully close. I really can't tell who's going to win this race. It looks like Ormsby has won, and I think he has. 5.66 seconds against 5.67 seconds for Joey Amato. Oh, what a close race. As we take a look back, it cannot be very much closer. 5.66 to 5.67 as the crew celebrates that big $20,000 first prize. A big handshake. And some well-deserved champagne. It's a party tonight. Now we get a chance to finally look at those jet cars. I'll bet you that guy's glad the day's over. That's it for the 24th Winter Nationals. We've seen some great drag racing today. We hope you've enjoyed it. I know I have. I'm Reggie Jackson, saying so long from Pomona, California.